Now I remember to record this for the VOD. Not that we missed, not that the VOD is gonna miss anything, aside from Xenoblade X play and me figuring out how I want to play this. You think the Omega Cannon from Metroid Dread is the same from Hunters? No, I just think they're the same in name. So if I'm using this control scheme, I gotta press twice to jump. Activate the scan buster. It is written that the Olympic... Oh, the scan is on the bottom screen. Fuck. It's written that the Olympic power shall materialize when 6 frequencies shimmer in the divine spectral sequence. A weak energy shield surrounds the door to keep out roaming creatures. Any weapon will open this door. Oh, I gotta press the screen in order to exit this. I'll be real, Dread localization team had no idea that hunters exist. Oh, let's be fair, I don't think almost anybody knew that hunters existed. Except for maybe Kensuke Tanabe. Who was my main hunter back in the day? It was like a mix between Silex, because I played bounty mode a lot. Samus, because I'm just a simp. And then Spire, because I like trolling people with a Magmor. I know that there's some scan logs here that are floating. Fortunately for Hunters is the only Metroid Prime game whose item percentage does not count to the ending you get, so that'll make our life slightly easier. Psycho Bits. Oh my god, Psycho Bits version 1.0. Yeah, this game's logbook and completion is insane. I don't think I'm gonna go for it, to be quite honest. I'm just here to record footage, so I can get the video done.
So how do you get the different endings?
It's just doing something at the final boss differently. That's it.
Oh.
So it's like you gotta do some secret stuff during the final boss, and that will grant you the secret ending. Is the game still out, chat?
It's good on my end. What do you think, Chad?
Oh my goodness. Could it be? Oh, it's a Petrasil. It's different floating jelly brains. Like,
why has this game not gotten a re-release? Well, the game didn't do that well because there was a lot of complaints with people getting carpal tunnel and the controls just being painful to play with.
Like, this game was very ahead of its time, especially when you consider they managed to squeeze an entire Metroid Prime experience onto the Nintendo DS near its launch. But the execution was... Warning, confirmed arrival of unidentified vessel, the Celestial Archives. Extreme caution is advised. Like, it's very repetitive. This game is extremely repetitive. The gameplay loop of this game is nothing like any other Metroid game. It's really Zelda dungeon-y. In the sense of, what if a Zelda dungeon was just, Go collect 3 MacGuffins to open a portal, to fight a boss, to collect another MacGuffin, to then have an escape sequence, rinse and repeat. You don't really...
Not only that, during that era, the main owner of the 3DSs were not kids. Kids were not playing on the 3DS on that time.
DS.
Sorry, DS, exactly,
yeah,
not 3DS. And... if I don't remember correctly, they didn't have the big DS during the time of release.
No, the only DS that was out at the time was the original model DS.
Yep.
Not even the DS Lite was out.
So, people like me who had giant ass hands had a hard time playing this.
Yeah, especially because like the stylus that came with the system was microscopic. And then the only way you can get this type of smooth aiming is using the touchscreen with one hand while holding the console with the other. Because if not, then you have to use the face buttons to aim. And there's no lock-on system in this game. So yeah, what we're seeing right now is basically most of the experience in the game. There's gonna be a couple of cool stuff. Need somebody to make another Metroid Prime Hunters remake, but there's no other Metroid Prime Hunters. It would just be the Metroid Prime Hunters remake.
That is true.
Yeah, I also used the face buttons on my first playthrough, but then I felt like my aim was always off. It doesn't help that this game is very arena shooter mentality, you know? Where movement and jumping around and all this other stuff is sort of what you have to do. Especially against enemies and bosses or the multiplayer mode, so... Now I forgot how to use the boost ball. Thought I was drawing a line on the touchscreen. Oh. Did I do it? I wasn't looking.
I believe you did.
Yeah, there we go. Now that, mind you that there's no, like, half-pipe puzzles where we're gonna need that. It also sucks because to change your visors and weapons to missiles and stuff like that, you have to kind of look at the bottom screen to know where you're touching on the bottom screen. It also, the environments can be very linear and confusing at times with here, like the Celestial Archive, and there's not that same boss design on them. There's only two different bosses models, not counting the hunters, of course. Oh my goodness, guys. Is that a friend? Candon, a disruptive electromagnetic field appears to surround the hunter. Candon analysis suggests a voltage potential comparable to that found in lightning storms. Candon carries the Volt Driver, which is capable of charged blasts that can disrupt the combat visor. I will say this, the art style for this game is fucking impeccable. For the environments and the models and all this stuff to look like this on a Nintendo DS, it's like, wow. Honestly, impressive. The thing I will also say about this game, I don't really remember much of it, so there might be chances where I'm like, hey guys, remind me where I have to go. That's obviously assuming anybody in chat even remembers Metroid Prime Hunters to that extent.
I remember.
See, I already got lost and confused because there's 3 circles on top of one another. Gunship transmission. Pilot of dog ship identified as bounty hunter Candon. Your warp signature was traced. Assume hostile intent. Well, thanks, ship. I'm sorry if I'm not reading chat as often as I do, because this game, due to the nature of me having to always look down at the touchscreen to swap beams and stuff like that, makes it hard to monitor the chat. Oh, sting larva. By the way, yes, alt forms are also scan different logbook entries. Get the fuck back here. I want to just thank you. Fortunately, the scan visor in this game is fast as fuck.
Purple Chat says, I only ever had first hunt, and whenever I played it, it was exclusively in Morphle.
I don't blame you. I was able to find the other day the First Hunt, a copy of First Hunt with its pamphlet, which is the closest I will consider to have a box for it, unless you buy one of those Nintendo DSs that came with First Hunt included. My hand is already hating this game, and we're only a few minutes in. I regret everything. And it's all because I have to hold, like, the gamepad in such a way where my finger's always resting on the L button instead of the trigger, which would have made this infinitely more comfortable, Nintendo. Die.
Red Chat says the opening presents some pretty cool lore we won't see anymore.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore, and there was a lot of mystery, and I remember back in the day, you know, I was so excited because they slowly introduced the hunters on the Nintendo website. So we first only had, we knew about Noxus, Candid, and Spire, and then, you know, we didn't know anything about Trace, Weevil, and Silex until later. And they would fill the website with the lore and all these other stuff. So being a game called Metroid Prime, I was sort of expecting it to have that same level of lore and stuff as the other Metroid Prime games, but sadly, you know, DS limitations. I don't know if I can scan those enemies again. Who cares? Charge the missiles for homing. Oh yeah, that's right. Thanks for reminding me, Chad. I forgot about that. Alright, now we got this portal. If I'm not mistaken, this should take us back to the ship. Hooray. Safety safe. Except I wasn't recording any of that. Fuck. That's whatever. It's fine. It's the beginning of the game. It's not like I've done much.
Purple Chat says, that's a thing? You can change, you can charge missiles in this?
Yeah, I can, yeah, you can, here. It's the super missile, if you may, has homing features. I believe, aside from the charge volt driver, it's the only weapon that has like homing capabilities in this game. We can't open that because we don't have the volt driver. So see, this is the most of like obstacles you'll find where you're like, you need a beam to open that, and if you don't have it, it'll shoot back at you, so you stop shooting at it like a dumbass, Mr. Player. Yeah, you can rocket jump as well.
Purple Chat says, Fed Force is just Battle Chibi Robo.
Battle Chibi Robo?
I don't get it, so I didn't play with Chibi Robo.
The other thing that's worth commending Hunters is that they, you know, they could have easily just made this a mission-based game, but they instead chose to make it a full-on campaign. Platforming and is so annoying and repetitive here. Not only is it platforming, it's also combat, it's also exploration, it's also lack of variety of things that you're fighting. Portal activated. So yeah, now we collected the first 3 MacGuffin things that you can see on the top left that I completely forgot their name. You need to collect 3 of those to activate a portal, and then you gotta find that big-ass portal like here, which will take you to a parallel world where you can fight a boss to collect an octolyph, and you need all 8 octolyphs. to open the portal to Oubliette, where the end game is at. And that's basically... This that we're seeing is the entire game. And this is one of the 2 bosses we'll see in the entire game. We'll fight this guy another 3 times. But Celestial Archives, aka this map, is definitely the worst of the bunch. Once we collect the shock coil, this boss becomes kind of a joke. Oh yeah, I forget. I need to save my missiles. Shit. Dumbass. Me.
Actually, how many Metroid games are there where your first item is not a morph ball?
Hold on. From the top of my head, there's Metroid Primes 2 and 3, where you just start with a morph ball. Metroid Dread, you get the morph ball later than normal. So that's not your first power-up. If you technically count it that way, so is the original Metroid Prime, because you collect the missiles before you do the morph ball.
No, I wouldn't count that.
But you do collect something before the morph ball. I thought your question was what Metroid games the morph ball is not the first item you collect.
Yeah, but wouldn't the first Metroid didn't basically collect the morph ball first to be able to even progress?
Yeah, the original Metroid, Zero Mission are the only Metroid games where I think in Super Metroid where the first item you collect is the morph ball. But then again, I've always considered Super Metroid a remake of Metroid 1. It's... I hope that was enough, because as you can see, this boss also, like, these bosses have, like, oh, you can only deal so much damage to them before they hide their weak points, so you kind of have to make every opening count, or else you're going to have to do more cycles than necessary. And due to the type of controls and combat you're doing in this game, it can be very hard to dodge some of their attacks. Hey, first boss deck.
Hey.
No, wait, in Fusion you do collect the morph ball. What am I talking about? I'm having a brain fart. This is what Metroid Prime Hunters does to a man, dudes. Oh, I forgot to scan the boss. I don't give a shit. There's no reward for collecting the scan logs in this game, so... Well, no, I think there is. I just don't remember it. I don't know if sound test was locked behind that or another feature. I'm pretty sure there was, now that I mention it. Also, this game was one of the few DS games that actually supported the Nintendo DS, Rumble Pack. So if you had the Rumble Pack on the Game Boy cartridge slot, this game would vibrate like crazy. No, in Fusion, the first item you collect is missiles. Wait. Collect all octoliths. Security protocol initiated. Evacuate immediately. So every time we fight a boss, we'll have to escape back to our ship. Why? There's no reason given. It's just like, oh, there's a security thing with the octolith, but they don't ever explain to you if, like, the octolith explodes or whatever. Do the octoliths actually do anything? Aside from opening the portal to Oubliette, no. There are essentially the chosen artifacts, but I'd argue way worse. Because at least with the artifacts, you know, you're finding things and exploring the world. And the portals are locked, so you gotta walk back all the way manually. Oh, and if we die, chat, we gotta go back and do that boss fight again. There's no checkpoints in this game. keep that in mind for later, because there's going to be some out-of-bounds sections in this game. And if you fall out of bounds at all in this game, it's an immediate game over. You do not respawn. And yes, the second MacGuffin Octolyph that we need to collect in the Celestial Archives is conveniently placed over a lot of bottomless chasms. And if we fall at all, we die and we have to go fight the boss again.
So there's no save point. This is like a single run game.
Yeah, the only save point you get is in your ship. There's no other save points scattered throughout the map, like in every other Metroid game. And after we fight every boss, there's gonna be an escape sequence. And we're in the Celestial Archives, which is totally comprehensible map. I mean, Chad, if I am wrong, please correct me. It has honestly been a while since I played Hunters, but last time I do remember, when you die, you just go back to your last save file. I do not believe there's a checkpoint right after the Octolyphs. You know, in a sensible remake of this game, they would add such a thing as checkpoints for moments like that, at least. So this is yet another reason why not many people went back or enjoyed Hunters, is the fact that, you know, you just did a dungeon, you just killed a boss, and now you have to escape, and there are usually these gauntlet challenges where there's a lot of enemies. You're more likely to die from damage than the timer running out. It's like, you know, this is
What are those?
I forgot their names. Petrasil? They're not Metroids. There's no Metroids in this game.
Well, they look like Metroid.
I know. You know, this being a portable game, I expected for them to have more save points or checkpoints to just accommodate for the sort of pick up and play nature of it being on a handheld. Behold, Guardians. These are just these guys. Eventually they'll be replaced for the other hunters. So any room that these guys spawn can also spawn one of the different hunters. If one of the hunters does kill you, they'll steal one of your artifacts, so you gotta go and find them and kill them to get it back, which is admittedly a cool design, but it does add a little bit extra level of frustration to the game, giving the lack of checkpoints. There we go.
3 minutes to spare.
And as you saw by the Guardians, and also the Candon fight, enemies in this game are very trigger happy. So it's very easy for you to, like, get damage. It's just the player AI from the multiplayer with a new skin. Yeah. They just avoided the planets they were on. Yeah, I mean, same. You can always force a hunter to leave the planet, because every time you go into the planet and you come back out, the game sort of refreshes what hunters are in the planet. The once beautiful planet of Alinos, home of the Olympic Elders, has fallen into disrepair since the explosion of the planet's core. Magma station sensors operating at 79% lava stable. The other thing about these rooms is, like, you might be looking at this room, it's like, wow, this is so big and pretty. But remember that they made the rooms with multiplayer in mind first. So there's a lot of, like, in the multiplayer version of this map, there's an entire area over there where you can, like, get items or snipe from afar. Which I will say it is commendable how they essentially made a bunch of multiplayer maps and then found a way to make them into a semi-cohesive world. Making multiplayer maps for a shooter is hard enough as is. Then trying to fit them into a map for exploration is doubly impressive. Especially when you consider that the multiplayer in this game can really put a lot of modern multiplayers to shame with just the amount of options and modes that you can play from the get-go on a Nintendo DS handheld, you know? Like, this game had more content available for it than Splatoon 1 through 3. Not as a whole, but like individually and stuff like that. Are those schemers? No, they're zoomers. But there was a time where this game was my favorite game, and it's mostly because of the multiplayer. It's a hero styled arena shooter, which I think is a lot of fun, and it's definitely where most of the development went into. But you know, people play a Metroid game is for the campaign, not for the arena multiplayer hero shooter. So like, secrets like that are so obtuse, like there's not that same level of cohesive, oh, there's a puzzle or something I have to do in this room, like the other Metroid Prime games, because I would just reach here and then be stuck because that door would be locked, and then I would have to navigate and find out where in the fuck can I go. Again, I'll sing the praises because there's things to commend about this game. But, and it's definitely very ambitious. Ironically enough, what I wanted Federation Force to be was this game. You know what? Fuck it. I'll show chat a little secret. If I can remember how to do it. Yep, there we go.
There you go.
That was a place where you can always reliably jump out of bounds and die. It's one of many glitches that there's in this game, but I think they got a little bit of charm to it. As a teen growing up, I loved just abusing all the glitches in this game because they were really silly. This is also one Metroid game where you actually take full damage. That's another thing that's unique to Hunters. There is full damage. Fortunately, you can, if you haven't, you only get one jump. You do not get the space jump boots. But if you're falling and you haven't jumped, you can always jump mid-air to kind of break your fall and stuff. Yeah, this is a very awkward game. Half of it is because of the controls, half of it is because of how cramped everything feels. Like, I don't want to shit on the development team, because holy crap, they made it work, but I wish that, you know, with the Switch or the 3DS and Nintendo were like, alright, let's give this a different go. There's a lot of glitches in this game. Like, I remember in the multiplayer mode, I hated fighting Noxus the most because when every hunter has... so, this game has 6 different weapons we'll collect. Each one of them is the weapon of choice of one of the different bounty hunters. In the hands of Samus, they just behave normally, at least in the multiplayer mode. In the hands of the respective hunter, they gain a secondary passive ability. So in the case of Noxus, the Judicator will actually emit like a freeze mist that you can freeze your opponents. But if you looked down when doing it, you can freeze your opponent, any opponent that was like somewhere near in front of you, or something like that. So you could just easily freeze anything, and then if you were teamed up with like a Trace player, they could just easily take headshots and win the game. And that was one of the most disgusting broken team compositions for this game if you knew how to pull off the freeze glitch with Noxus. So other passive abilities. The passive abilities are usually only with a charge beam. So Candon's Volt Driver will home in on the enemy and distort your visor. Oh, will you look at that? It's Rockington. Spire's Magmal will burn the enemy and he'll deal damage over time. And as you can see from his attacks, the Magmals can bounce off walls. I think they bounce more if you have Spires in control of Spire. Noxus' Judicator kind of works like Hanzo's bouncing arrow from Overwatch. And you can also, like I mentioned, use the Charge Beam variant to freeze enemies. The Imperialist with Trace will make him just straight up turn invisible. So the sniper character can turn straight up invisible as long as they're not moving. Silex's Shock Coil drains health from your opponents. And then Weevil's Battle Hammer just, I've never really knew what the Battle Hammer does differently in the hands of Weevil. If anybody knows, please let me know. It's the only beam that does not have a charge beam. There's save missiles. It shoots more projectiles.
That it shoots more projectiles.
Yeah, that makes sense in my mind. Yeah, I needed to scan that too. So as you can see, a lot of the things, because it's on a Nintendo DS, a lot of the important things sort of blend with the environment. Wait, isn't that the Battle Hammer is charge beam only? No, the Battle Hammer does not have a charge beam. It's just like you hold it down for continuous shot, if memory serves right. As a kid, I always thought that it just had like a bigger either firing rate or blast radius. Chad, can you confirm if Weevil's, if the Battle Hammer had a charge feature? Also, shout out to Metroid 35 because this is her favorite hunter. Deadweight, which is your favorite hunter? You've never told me. I mean, in general, chat. Well, who's your favorite hunter? No picking Samus.
Oh. Mine is Dante. You said hunter. You didn't specify.
I know. That's why I'm laughing. Favorite alt modes amongst the hunters? I always liked the Spire Dialanche. I think it's his name. Because you can climb vertical walls with it. So I always loved climbing a vertical wall and just jumping down on my enemies. I also liked, the portal is open. Noxus's, Vozon vehicle? Vocycle? Because it was a Beyblade. It was a funny Beyblade. It's spun! And then, probably... Lockjaw from Silex because I might be, if I'm confusing the names, please let me know, chat. Because it was very fast. Did you unlock Lizard yet? And what? There's no Lizard in this game, sadly. Yeah, I love also that way. I completely agree. My favorite hunters are always Weevil, because I just like the concept of the enemy. And then Silex because his design was very silly. Nowadays, I've slowly become more of a Spire and Candon fan. I will commend this also from the developers of the game. They nailed, you know, the whole... We praise games like the original Overwatch and Team Fortress for making silhouettes for characters so they're easy, so it's easy for you to understand who or what you're fighting at any moment. This game also does that, but in my opinion to a way more impressive level because, again, Nintendo DS resolution, Nintendo DS screen, Nintendo DS model resolution. I don't know if I prefer the other one or this guy. I think this guy was called Slench, right? Let me see. Yeah, Slench 1A. So yeah, chat, those are the two bosses we'll see in this game. Aside from the final boss. Oh yeah, if you don't take out the tentacles fast enough, they'll just regrow. Bullshit. I say bullshit. This guy is a nightmare if you're not using the stylus aiming. There we go. We've defeated one of GLaDOS's personality cores. Holding out to hope they reuse more hunters than Silex. The backstory of Trace and Weevil are so fucking cool. Yeah, I think that the backstories of these hunters are as cool as the ones in Corruption. Especially for how surface level they are, given that's a DS game. But you know, Candon just being this sort of mad scientist weapon gone rogue, and Spire just being a neutral guy who's trying to figure out what happened to his race, and Noxus who fights for justice, and the cannon holds the power. Yeah, each Octolyph will just give you a secret of what it's that they're holding. You know, you got Trace's backstory is probably the one I find the most fascinating, because he belongs to the Kricking Empire. And those guys, after a certain age, they banish you from the planet, and you have to go and find another planet to conquer, and thus expanding the Empire, and only then are you allowed to come back to the homeworld. So, Trace came here just to find a planet he could conquer, and, you know, fulfill that ritual that the Krikens have. Krikens, or however you pronounce it. Was Trace like a prince? Maybe. I don't really remember. I think he... I might be confusing it with other games. Chat, can you please confirm? Weevil! And I don't have missiles. Shit. The one weakness of the all turrets, the legs, break his knees. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure Trace was like generic Kraken? Kraken? So yeah, you can see how chaotic this game can get if you're not... Which, with the awkward controls. Now imagine trying to play this on an original Nintendo DS. Nightmare. Nightmare. Alright, and sadly, I think this is where the game, after the next 2 Octolyph, this is sort of where the game starts to slow down. No, I'm not playing this on a legitimate Nintendo DS. I'm playing this on a legitimate Nintendo Wii U's Xenoblade X machine. Alright, let's go now to... I'd say Vesper the Fence Outpost because we can get the Battle Hammer over there, and at least that way we'll have more ammo. My immersion, anything but that. Alright, you know what? Next time I break the immersion, I'll just put the lizard on screen instead. Vesper the Fence Outpost. Also, each time you fight the hunters for the first time is when you unlock them on multiplayer mode. I think that the other way to unlock them in multiplayer was if you fought another player on multi-cart mode who already had that hunter. I don't know if you needed to win or just fight the other hunter on multiplayer mode. The second half of Alinos has some of the most emotional music in a Metroid game for me, and Arctera's second theme doesn't get enough love in my opinion. So, I don't think it drops off. By drop off, I meant its pacing. It becomes considerably slower. Yeah, so the reason this is a giant, like, landing site is because it's, again, made for multiplayer in mind. It's not so much that the game drops off in quality, it's just that it can become a little bit more annoying because the trek you have to get to reach the Octolyphs become longer, and as stated, with the lack of checkpoints and save points, it becomes just that much longer of an endurance round. Like, I didn't save back over there with Spire even when I had the portal to take me back to the ship, because if I died, I wouldn't have wasted as much time as, say, when I'm trekking, making the pilgrimage to find the second Octolyph in Alina's, and stuff like that. Won't lie, the music in this area sucks. Ironically enough, I always kind of liked it. In a sort of weird way. I think that the soundtrack of Hunters is okay. There's definitely some great pieces, but it's one I wish fans out there would like just remix or remaster to match more the sound of the other Prime games. Hold on, I just got an important message I need to answer real quick. Alright, there we go. There's one channel that does those remixes, I'll link it to you later. Yeah, but do they match, like, the sound of the other Prime games? That's my question, because I would like to hear it, not that I'm saying that that's the only one I want to hear, but it's how I've been wanting to hear them as a kid. You know, I realized why I'm so nice to this game's campaign. It's just that there's so much new to discover. Like, it's not connected to the rest of the Metroid, so it feels like you're actually exploring an alien galaxy. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons I liked Metroid Prime Hunters a lot, is that, like Echoes, it takes the series into new areas, and aside from the opening of cinematic where you do see, like, you know, Silex killing those Federation troopers and Samus fighting those Metroid Prime 2 space pirates. Everything else is new. And it's kind of why, you know, I don't want more Metroid remakes for a time being, because I want to see new ideas, and less quote-unquote stagnation.
You want new games.
Yeah, new games, new ideas.
But also you want Dark Samus in HD.
Yes, I do want HD Dank Samus, I'm not gonna lie.
By the way, I have interesting game news.
Alright.
So the first item on the list is Tekken 8 has almost surpassed the sales of Mortal Kombat 1.
Excuse you?
So Mortal Kombat 1 on the first week has sold about 3 million copies. Or like during the release month of Mortal Kombat 1. Well, it's almost 3 million copies.
Okay.
Tekken has already over 2 million copies sold.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised Tekken 8 has sold a lot. I'm very happy as a Tekken fan.
Yeah, especially with all the issues that it's been having.
Yeah. It's just that... Not that I dislike NetherRealms or Mortal Kombat, but I feel like...
I do.
I feel like those fighting games are very... I don't know how to explain it. Their animations are not fun to look at from the context of a fighting game for me. And they seem to be focusing on everything except enhancing the combat, and then they start promoting DLC season passes before the game is even out. And that always makes me raise an eyebrow. And, like, instead of giving us new characters or returning characters to add to the lore, it's always like half of it is crossover characters. We're here
Arnold Schwarzenegger 3 times in a row.
Because here we are owned by our Warner Brothers overlords. Wait, Schwarzenegger was 3 times in Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
I only know of the Terminator.
Yeah.
What other?
There was a DLC character, I think twice or 3 times in different Mortal Kombat.
I can only remember him being a DLC in Mortal Kombat 11.
Because I remember the one from like the second movie where he was like almost like machine and stuff, and then later it was from the most recent movie.
I just think those are alternates.
Only just once?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are just the alternate skins he has for 11.
Am I gaslighting myself?
Probably. I only remember him in 11. It's weird how boring fatalities has become, because the game is like, how many more times can
that's all it is.
It's just shock factor. It takes forever. We got the battle hammer. You've obtained the battle hammer powered by a miniature nuclear reactor. This heavy duty repeater is recommended only for familiar with high caliber weaponry. But yeah, like, you're just seeing people mutilate each other, and it's frankly gross and sort of all this other stuff. And then you add to that the fact that you have like the what are they called? The super moves, where the X-ray moves and stuff like that, where they also mutilate the enemies. And then you have, at least in Mortal Kombat 11, those close-ups where you also mutilate your enemy, and brutalities and all this stuff, that it just ruins the wow factor of a fatality, in my opinion. And the way they, you know, it doesn't seem as fun. They don't really express character, they just express how character kill people, cool, blood.
And honestly, ever since Injustice, they've been embracing that combat system without any noticeable change.
Yeah, like the camera is still far away, like in the original Mortal Kombat 9 remake and Injustice, and then the animations are so fucking terrible.
So stiff.
No Dank Samosa, 0 out of 10. I'm sorry, Pawn. I will make it up for you when I finish recording this. I'll go back to recording Echoes. And then we'll get to see Dank Samosa in there. Like, there's some good videos online. I was thinking about doing a video myself as an animator. But there's this videos by Abitorials that perfectly explain everything I could have said about why the Mortal Kombat animations suck, and while offering fixes and suggestions, because the issue is not just Mortal Kombat, it's NetherRealms.
Yep. But there's also this really nice channel that talks really well about Guilty Gear animation and visuals called
The Orpheon.
Oh yeah, New Frame Plus.
Yeah, New Frame Plus is also a great video series channel. And now, if we're plugging channels, I'm gonna plug youtube.com/the Orpheon that make shitty videos.
Oh yeah, and also twitch.tv/PawnTheSlime.
Yeah, Pawn Slime VT. Mortal Kombat 1 Peacemaker? Who the fuck is Peacemaker? Who the fuck is that? I feel like I've been so out of the loop with all these Warner Brother franchises and Sony franchises that...
Peacemaker's a DC character.
Oh wait, is that from like the Suicide Squad? Like the John Cena character?
Yep. Yep.
That's so stupid. I'm sorry. No, not the character. I thought the character was great within the context of Suicide Squad, but when you take him out of it, it's like they also added. They also added Homelander, right, and Omni-Man. It's like.
Yeah, but is it more stupid than adding Rambo on Mortal Kombat 11?
No, the question is it more stupid than adding the fucking Joker?
Or RoboCop?
Dead or alive, you're coming with me, Crip.
The only cool, like, crossover DLC that I liked and actually fits.
There's a Peacemaker show? What the fuck?
Yeah, this is a Peacemaker show, that's why they added the Peacemaker on.
Video games are so much fun, guys. They're just marketing ploys now.
The only one of the DLCs that I actually enjoy the crossover for, because I think it fits really well within the realm of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Spawn.
Pawn?
Spawn.
Pawn is in Mortal Kombat?
Pawn is in Mortal Kombat. Yeah, Spawn, boy, come on.
Yeah, I know. I was just pulling your leg.
I know.
I don't know. It's just like I see Tekken. I see all that style and flair that they put to the presentation, to the music, to the animations, to the cinematics. And then I see Mortal Kombat and it's just like, I must confess with the Elder Gods. Like, I can't really latch onto any of the Mortal Kombat cast because... And I know there's gonna be someone...
You're vulnerable by death.
No, see, if that was Mortal Kombat today, I would love it. If they made like another Sub-Zero game where there's silly, but you're alive, which means you're still vulnerable to death. Like if they gave me that shit, I would eat it up. I would be the biggest Mortal Kombat fan, but that's not the case. B boss portal, P portal. I'm missing one more of those Q thingies to collect. I want to say I recently finished playing Federation Force with my friend. It really is a good game, just released at the worst time. Yeah, no, Federation Force is a fantastic game. Like, I would love to stream that in a 4-player co-op setting. Because there's some, not every mission is spectacular, but... Oh, I remember
also,
what we have to do now.
marketing didn't help on that game.
And the timing.
Mainly marketing. I'm gonna blame it on marketing.
it feels for me that that Nintendo kind of shot themselves in the foot because if Federation Force was announced with Samus Returns, I doubt people would buy Federation Force because they'll be just like, I'll just wait for Samus Returns. But if they should have, you know, either release it or announce it with Samus Returns, or release it like afterwards. But I really wish that Samus Returns somehow, because obviously it's in a perfect world. They had these games already ready, but giving the release of these and the timing of release, it's obvious that Federation Force was in development earlier than Samus Returns, but it would have been so much better if, in a parallel universe, Samus Returns came out before Federation Force. So that Federation Force felt like really that, announce Federation Force of that Nintendo Direct when you tease Metroid Prime 4. And then fans would immediately see this as, oh, this is what's gonna hold us over for Prime 4 and bridge the story between Prime 3 with 4 and stuff like that. Obviously, you couldn't just also most pointless portal ever because we're really right next to the fucking ship. But here's arguably the hardest hunter to fight. But yeah, the Federation Force was the bridge. Oh, it's Funny Silex, our new nemesis. If it's the same story as in Federation Force and Prime Hunters. And oh my god, stop it. Leave me the fuck alone. How is this fun?
MP4 main reason I got a
How is this fun?
Back in 2017.
How is this fun?
For me, the reason why I got a Switch was Shin Megami Tensei 5. Because they teased that game on the showcase for the Switch.
For me, it was really just the fact that the Switch was the dream console I've always wanted. I've had to travel a lot growing up and stuff like that, and one thing that always sucked is like, you have your Metroid Primes, your Wind Wakers, but you couldn't really play them easily on the go. And then the Switch comes over, and it's like, no need for two systems, they're all in one. So on that premise alone, I've bought a Switch. Yeah, it's the laser. The fucking shock coil is one of the most brutal weapons in this game. And in multiplayer mode, if you're controlling Silex, all that damage, you're healing it back. So it's like a pain in the fucking ass. I used Silex a lot to cheese that Noxus and Trace combo that I mentioned that you would see a lot online. Veteran Metroid Pro has trouble shooting some floating orb, more at 8. I wouldn't consider myself a Metroid Pro. More of a noob. Here's the other cool thing about Silex, though. Oh, never mind. I'm early. I'm a little bit early. I gotta be careful because he can put those traps. If I step through it, it breaks it. Yeah, there's Silex's ship, the Delano 7. This is the same ship that appears chasing Samus at the end of Metroid Prime 3. Delano 7, Silex's Delta-class strike fighter, is believed to be stolen Federation prototype. Due to an unresolved design flaw, the autocannon can be temporarily disabled by several direct hits to the ship's hull. This is arguably one of the hardest bosses in the game, I'm not even joking. but it's actually pretty cool. How Silex is just like aiming for the jugular by just bringing his ship to this gunfight. Oh my god. Welcome to Metroid Prime Hunters multiplayer, by the way, chat. This is the Prime Hunters multiplayer experience in a nutshell. I'm fucked, aren't I? Oh shit. Oh my good headshot. Nice. Nice! Clean! First try. Not even close. Ah, I wasn't even scared. I wasn't even shaking. Metroid YouTuber admits he's a noob. More of his shocking development soon as the story unfolds. What was a max player count in multiplayer match? 4. Because it's, again, Nintendo DS. I consider myself a Metroid veteran. Metroid Fusion was my first game ever. Fight what await me when I play. Yeah, this Silex fight is perhaps Metroid's Prime Hunter's equivalent of the Shin Megami filter bosses. I wasn't even.
Oh, you mean the tutorial bosses?
Yeah, the Matador, the Hydra.
The one that says, "Hey, learn how to play now or get later."
Come, samurai. Put on a good show. And then Walter shows up. I'll end it thus. And fucks you up.
Matador, fucking...
Minotaur.
Minotaur.
Hydra.
Which was the one from 5? Oh, wait,
Hydra. Which, again, if anybody who likes Pokemon, the presentation of that Hydra boss fight is what I wish Pokemon did when you're fighting the bigger legendary or trainer, gym leader Pokemons and stuff like that. The camera angle is pretty cool at making you feel outmatched by the Hydra. Who's ready for Pokemon Legends Kyurem, by the way, chat?
You're talking about Black and White Remake, right?
Sure.
Purple chat. Pokemon, you. Says the guy with the Pokemon name.
Like, I still like Pokemon, don't get me wrong, but fuck
I
the
love
games.
the franchise. But
Yeah,
goddamn, the last
I will never stop
that.
loving the franchise. I say as I am drinking coffee out of my Pikachu mug that I got at the Pokemon Center. And I have like a Gengar folder for my files. But I hate what they've been doing to this franchise that means so much to so many people. Don't worry, Pawn, you didn't miss anything. Except for maybe 2 or 3 neat women. What do you expect as a game? What do you guys expect as a game? I expect either Gen 5 remade in a state worse than or similar to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which is given to the guys who made the BDSP because that game printed so much money, while Game Freak is making Pokemon Legends Kyurem to go with it, and then they'll announce Generation 10.
9.
And no, Gen 10.
Oh yeah, that's true, Gen 10.
Gen 10. We're never getting off this bus, chat. Stronghold door. I always really like these doors. But if my memory serves right, there should be one of those. Yeah, each one of these also has a scan ghost to...
My take? We're getting trashed.
I hope they announce more spin-off games like Mystery Dungeon or Coliseum and stuff like that. That's developed by somebody who actually, you know, gives a shit. Oops.
Like Koei Tecmo.
I haven't played since Sun and Moon. You're not missing anything.
Why not? It was not Koei Tecmo.
Except for neat women.
One?
Like Bea, Nessa, Nemona, Dendra, Perrine.
Yeah, Koei Tecmo was the one who made Pokemon Conquest. Never mind.
I can't wait until I get the shock coil. Fortunately, I won't be able to drain the boss's energy in the same way Silex can in multiplayer mode, but it really makes this boss a cakewalk.
Never managed to beat the latter part of Conquest. Argue.
Pokemon Conquest or Fire Emblem Conquest?
Pokemon Conquest.
Ah. I still have my collector's edition for Fates.
Me too.
I didn't really like the game as much as I did Awakening, but Corrin is very cute.
Get it.
I'm not biased because of her appearance at all. Fuck. So how do you like this boss, chat? Sorry I can't really talk, but there's really no time for me to look at this stream chat. As I'm literally playing a 3D arena bullet hell. Yoko Tower would be proud of this game. Nia Reincarnation, anyone, chat? Am I right? 10H is so cool. Where's this? Oh, there it is. I will say this, one of the good things that Hunters also has going for it, in my opinion, one of the best looks for Samus. Zero Suit Samus.
Richard asked if trading Smash Bros. Melee for Metroid Prime 2 is worth it.
In my book, yes, because I just prefer Metroid than Melee.
And honestly, Ultimate is just better.
I mean, Melee's got its charm. Like, I go back and play Melee every once in a while just for the nostalgia about playing it as a kid. Not really because of why people play Melee.
Ask him because someone made him that offer.
I mean, what my opinion, my suggestion to you, Chad, is more, what game do you think 10 years down the line you'll cherish having more? Metroid Prime 2 or Melee? In my opinion, both offer an experience that is rather unique to the games they're in. Echoes is my favorite, so. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna die. I hate this game so much. Salty Albert. Welcome to the Orpheon, everybody, where we love Metroid. I hate the fact that you only have a window of opportunity to hit it. And then even during that window of opportunity, you're not safe from attacks. There we go. Echoes is worth more for me than Melee. Unless you're playing Melee like competitively and you like doing all those wave dashes and whatever, then if you're just a casual Smash player and you don't really have that much nostalgia tied to Melee, definitely go for Echoes, in my opinion. Prime 2 because Danks is spawn. Did you know green orbs heal you? If only I had been able to read the chat. Do not trust your senses. They deceive you. These are the same telepathic messages we got at the intro of the game. Well, the Federation received at the beginning of the game, telling them about the ultimate power. Isn't this fun? This is the third time we've done this. 5 more to go. The door's not locked, I'm not gonna fight you. I wonder if Melee will get up, ever get a point before we're dead. I doubt it. Why not just make a new Smash Brothers game for that? You know, why just... we fall! It's like saying, I wonder if we'll ever get like a Mario Kart 64 remake, you know? You got other Mario Kart games. The question is more, I wonder if we'll ever see like a GameCube equivalent of a virtual console slash Nintendo Switch Online before we're all dead. Because I really thought that's what Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pass was going to be, GameCube games. But no, you gotta pay $50 a year. I should get to recording Super Metroid and the NSO, given that I'm not gonna be subscribed to that service for long.
Just to let you know, you're almost at the 2-hour mark.
Oh, wow. Well, I'll try and do a little bit more of Arterra. Because I still got some time before lunch and stuff like that. Reverb Gab? What?
What?
Oh, I'm just noticing that you're coming out of 2 channels in my end.
Oh.
Fuck. Why, chat, why do you say anything? I could have fixed it.
Apparently he told you.
Never mind. I'm seeing the Venn diagram you sent me, Gabe. Allegans, Asians, Garlemald, Emmett Selk, Final Fantasy XIV plot.
People thought it was intentional also.
Oh. I don't know how I could fix it. Let me see. Let's ruin the immersion real quick. Oh, I know. Lizard break.
Okay, so the audio is not coming from the OBS. I mean, not from the OBS, El Gato. Maybe it's from the OBS that is recording both the audio.
Yeah, because remember, I used Voice Meter to try and separate the Discord audio, but it's been forever, and now the Discord audio is being mixed into the same track that has the what that technically has the headphones. So I'm gonna try. It's got to be a little bit of trial and error. Nope. All right, can you say something, Gabe?
I'm saying something. Do you want to say something
There we
else?
go. There we go. No, chat. We were just playing Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Wouldn't be an Orpheon stream without technical difficulties. To be fair, it's been a while since we've had one, so... one for the road, you know? I always found it funny you cannot scan that Olympic statue head. I keep pressing the... Olympic emblem. This is one cool moment in the game. You actually see, you know, two other hunters fight each other. Not the Beyblade. Ugh. Here's the funny thing. Trace now starts firing. Noxus just kind of stands there, so... Is Trace firing? There we go. We let it rip. Prime 2 Varia suit is my absolute favorite. From like the Prime series, yeah, I've always been more of a fan of the power suits, to be quite honest. There's 6 locks in here. Something's wrong with me. What the f... Oh. ED suit is also pretty good, chat. You know what suit I've always been a fan that not many people are a fan of? The dark suit. I've always liked the dark suit because it looks more like a Luminoff, which, you know, is fitting given the plot of Echoes is more or less Samus, you know, takes off the mantle of Chosen Warrior for a moment in order to fight in behalf of the Luminoff. So I always found it neat that you collecting the dark suit was just like you proving that, yeah, you're worthy of also carrying the mantle of the Luminoff in a way.
Red Chat says game loud, you quiet.
Huh?
Game loud, you quiet, according to Red Chat.
Oh. I mean, Hunters is a loud-ass game. I will say that. Hunters is extremely loud. I love the dark suit so much. I think that a lot of people just don't really enjoy it, and understandably so for the brown color scheme and all that other stuff. But I really liked the story symbolism that it represents. I feel that a lot of people just focus on the cool factor and the colors and all this stuff of the suits without really looking at what the suit symbolism might be adding. So that's why I've always joked that people who do not like the dark suit but enjoy the light suit are dum-dums. Because, like, you need one to get to the other. But, you know, everybody is right to their own opinion and their tastes. Unless it's me. Because my tastes are shit.
Yeah, unless it's you, then you're entitled to your own wrong opinion.
Yeah. Because the other cool thing about the dark suit, in my opinion, is that it changes Samus's silhouette a little bit. It's not just a recolor like the gravity suit and the phazon suit. It's an actual different model of sorts. And I always found that cool. So it also helped that something like the dark suit gave Samus a brand new look. Therefore, it made the world that she was exploring feel all the more. It fit with the fact that she's exploring a brand new alien world, and the fight is not against the space pirates or X-Parasites or Metroids or whatever. It's a brand new threat, and sort of you're trying to be one with the Luminov. In a way, I guess I kind of like it because it's like that Dune symbolism with when Paul becomes Muad'Dib. If I recall correctly, the dark suit is the standard Luminous suit they used to brave to the dark world, and the light suit is a recovered suit of their previous champion of Aether before Samus Akul. I don't remember if Akul had the light suit or not. I gotta brush up on my Luminov lore, but it's, you know, where did her light suit go then? When she dyed it. Oh, now we get Phendrana Drifts at home. Yeah, she died. You see her corpse at the Sky Temple entrance.
She did.
She puts the first Sky Temple key, and that's why you only have to collect 9 of 10. You know? I'm pretty, if I remember correctly, I don't think any of the Luminos have access to the light suit, because that was just like a gift of the light itself or some other stuff. I don't know. Great value Phendrana Drifts music. There's a lot of these, and then suddenly, multiple enemies. Oh, I gotta destroy the hives. Not that there's a lot of chance for you to, like, connect those dots, given how tiny these are and how fast the enemies just respawn. Holy crap. My favorite Luminova was always Avok. I don't know why.
Cause you're crazy?
I guess. Phendrana Drifts at home. I gotta brush up on my Echoes lore. I used to be better at remembering these things when I started the channel. But then, you know, life got complicated and I had to make space in my brain for other more important stuff.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure there, you know, the scan logs will. If Avok did have a light suit, there's probably a scan log that mentions it, and I just don't remember it. Like a Luminov lore. Royalty free. Phendrana Drift theme. Copyright safe. Phendrana Drift theme. Phendrana Drift theme. Yeah, this is the other thing about Hunters. The Morph Ball. Oh, this is so awkward. Because you see, that little dent, that actually has a hitbox, and that's actually preventing me from... Oh my gosh. The one game you wish had Spring Ball. I'm not being mean, I'm just memeing. You were right, sorry. The dark suit is a cool suit, and the light suit is just pure light, yes. Yeah, I was gonna say, because, Umos sort of implies when he gives it to you that it's like the only one, and it's very rare, and because you're their last hope, it's why you get it. Oh, thanks for the sub, Yamerick. Appreciate it.
Keep getting many messages on the phone.
Like, cause like my question was gonna be, if a cool had the light suit, why they didn't make more light suits for more Luminoths? I always assume that the reason they struggled in Dark Aether and they needed those portals and all that stuff is because they did not have the light suit. Oh my gosh, I hate this game. Oh my. Alright, chat, you see that little dent on the top? That blocks my momentum. And because this is made for a D-pad in mind, you don't just easily halt. And I keep jumping too early because, skill issues. Yep, it's all coming back to me why I don't really replay this game. And I still got more bullshit to do upstairs. This is the start of the puzzle piece thing. What were these guys smoking when they made this?
Probably much more than me.
Yeah, the timing of the bombs is also different from Trilogy.
Ah shit, I have to go. I forgot I have to go to the doctor.
Oh, go dude, go.
I completely forgot I had an appointment today. Alright. We're gonna change clothing and then I'll leave. So see ya, boy.
Alright, see ya.
Hopefully some of the other mods will come in and co-host for you. Bye Chad. Behave.
Oh my gosh, did I actually have to activate something?
Apparently yes you do. Well, see ya, boys.
Alembic insignia. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, there. I was wondering what this thing was for. It's timed. It's timed. It's fucking time. Alright, you know what? We could cheat. I almost fell off over there. Oh, I did it! When I start cheating, I do it. Hooray. And I didn't even need the cheat. Oh. Judicator, powered by cold fusion synthesis. This weapon fires super cold plasma at temperatures approaching absolute zero. The fuck? Oh, those are the platforms. Alright, here's the boss portal. Then, of course, I fall. Because, of course, this is the one Metroid game that has actual ice physics. Oh, and by the way, they locked you in that room, so you couldn't really leave until you got the Judicator. I wanna, like, judicate these nuts. Hahaha, got him. Ain't that lovely? Oh, I collected an item. Die. I do spend 5 minutes without using a scan device here and get angry at the game. I mean, I wasn't even able to get up there. That's the thing I was getting angry at, is the controls. And that the geometry was blocking what should be a straightforward jump. Hunters is indeed an impressive, visually looking game, and, like, it's got a lot of content. It's just hard to love. Yeah, I don't know if I can go down there. I'm not gonna fuck around and find out without saving. Speaking of saving... There we go. Save. Now I'm gonna make a new part. I already have a name for that part. Fuck this game. Don't let my frustration and stuff dissuade you. I really enjoyed Hunters back in the day. But I am legit getting cramps. On my left hand. I wouldn't be feeling it so much if I could just use the Wii U's trigger buttons, but you know, someone at Nintendo thought that we were too dumb for button remapping. Oh, it's just... I do like the sound effect from when you use those launchers. It's very satisfying, I don't know. Well, so missile expansions in this game give you 10 instead of 5. And also, this is one of the this one Metroid game where you do not collect a full row of energy tanks. So I still find it impressive. That's because you usually use more, you're right. Yeah. Like, this is not a comfortable game to play. Oh, I hate this room. Or I might be confusing it with another room. For being a DS game, it's impressive, but man, this game would need the remake 100% from scratch to be viable modern market. Yeah. Spoiler alert, that's what the video is about, in a sense. Me saying that, no, Super Metroid and Fusion don't need a remake. This game needs a remake. More. I'm going... Oh, there's a force field there. If I remember correctly, there's an energy tank around here. At least playing this on the Wii U gamepad, I can use the analog stick to control Samus. Obviously, it's still mapped to a D-pad. It's not true analog, but... Oh, goody. Oh, I have to precisely stop the Morphle under this hole. And I have his D-pad controls for a sphere that has momentum. Alright, got that. Can anybody confirm if my memory is right, that there's like an energy tank or something I can collect in this room aside from the final key for that door? Whoop-de-doo. Yep, I found it. Never mind, I found it. The inertia on the ball looks terrible. Yes, the inertia on this ball is terrible because, I don't know, it always feels like it's on slightly ice. And then, you know, you're controlling this on a D-pad, so it only detects on or off signals. So it's not like I can tap it and force the ball to stop. No, I'm gonna apply even more inertia to it. My biggest wish is that F-Zero GX remastered. Yeah, I would love F-Zero. I love F-Zero. I'm doing the video with my brother where we talk about the F-Zero racers because we just... Gosh darn, we really like F-Zero. But you guys voted for this. Oh, there it is. Found it. Artifact discovered. Scanners indicate and inaccessible chambers. Alright, now we can use the portal, fight the 4th boss, and then we'll be halfway done with this nightmare. There we go. Like, I wouldn't even be happy if Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC thing added Captain Falcon as a razor. I would have been happy. Like, you got 2 F-Zero courses, you got the Blue Falcon, you got like fucking Link and the Inklings in this, why not put Captain Falcon? But Albert, you can use a Captain Falcon amiibo, and that way you can get a Captain Falcon skin for your Mii racer. But that's not Captain Falcon. Alright, I am going to save. We can still fight the boss in this part. Alright, with that backup save in hand, I'm gonna have to do a lot of arm stretches after this fucking game. Fortunately, though, I won't need to be playing this game for the foreseeable future after this. And I do not mean that to be that Hunters is a bad game, but the biggest issue I have with Hunters really is the controls. One is precise, but not really ergonomic. The other one is more ergonomic, but not really precise. And as we've seen for fights with, like, Silex, you really want to be precise in this game. You want to make your shots count. Oh, I gotta open this again? Yeah, I guess. What I love about it is the sheer variety of weapons you can get, but the controls are garbage. Yeah, they're garbage. My only issue with the weapons, you don't really use them to interact with the environment that much. Given that they're the only power-ups you have, like, you don't have a grapple beam, you don't have a power bomb. It's not like you can use the Imperialist to maybe shoot something at the distance to unlock a door. They're just weapons. They're fun. They're super cool and creative, but so yeah, it does become a little bit annoying that there isn't much you can do with your environment to explore the world like the other Metroid games. Sorry I didn't watch your video on your release on birthday a couple years ago. I mean, the only reason I'm sad about the whole video thing is like, it was mostly of the fact that, you know, I put so much effort into the videos, and I feel not that like, oh, they're not reaching 1 million views, but it was just like, oh, they're what I thought was my audience subscriber base has not been getting my videos recommended, and I do not want to be that guy of click the bell, click the bell. If I remember correctly, the development story of this game is that Tanabe just had an idea, and Retro didn't make the game because they were busy with corruption and echoes. So they gave it to Nintendo Software Technologies and Western Studio to develop it, because they also wanted to input more Western ideas into the Metroid franchise because it was just selling over here better than it was in Japan. I might be wrong. Please do correct me. Oh wow. Stance. So all these bosses have a weapon they're weak to. I believe, let me double check that the scan visor does tell you. Enhanced capabilities, the slant attach itself, transfer magma to energy blasters. Green venom torpedoes can be neutralized with the arm cannon. I guess there's like a rock, paper, scissors type thing with the beams. And so because this one's using the magma, it's weak to the Judicator. Ooh, that was a good shot. That was a good shot. That was a masterful shot. Oh, come on! No! It was one away! Ah. I'll check chat after I'm done with the boss, I'm sorry. It's very hard to focus on Metroid Prime Hunters and chat at the same time, given how whack this game can be. Oh, I'm out of Judicator. There we go. Fucking died. NST did develop First Hunt and Hunters, but some issues happen. A lot of delays. I think that it was, but they collaborate with Retro. Yeah, I think Retro supplied the models for like Samus and the gunship and some other stuff for the pre-rendered cutscenes and... Oh, thanks for the info, Shira. I was about to ask why you... why are you shooting Aiba? No, I wouldn't be why would I be shooting Aiba? She's a precious little eyeball bean. I was shooting, evil Aiba. No, I would probably like evil Aiba a lot more than regular Aiba. It has weighed on my conscience for years, and I get reminded, like, every time you release a video. Oh, dude, like, you know, I don't want to... I'm not trying to guilt trip anybody. I was just sharing my genuine feelings, as I always like to be transparent with you guys. Our people are gone, yet we remain, says the thing. All right, well, let me get to that safe room, and I'll definitely have to call it a stream. Like, the main issue that sucks us about YouTube is that they make so much money out of the ad sponsors. Like, YouTube makes a lot of money by playing their ads on your videos, but you make not even a... you make chump change from it. And so what that has led is for people to, like, do all these sponsorships, and when you're a smaller channel with a irregular upload schedule, it becomes a whole lot harder to find these sponsorships. And then you get one, and then you have to work around the clock to meet the sponsorships deadline with your video release, and then you have to hope that the video does well for you even get the money that you were sort of promised and all that other stuff. And so it becomes somewhat demoralizing. Oh. I always thought that was very cool. I always thought that was very cool. I didn't want to say anything. My booty! So, like, a part of me slowly... Like, I'm still doing YouTube videos because I have fun doing them. You guys enjoy them, and that's enough for me. Like, I'm not doing it for the money, even though the money could help just simply making it more a primary thing. But, like, if I'd rather ask for money for the projects I'm developing than for a YouTube channel. Like, I have a Patreon, but I don't really promote it. I'll be honest, the Patreon has been dry. But it's mostly because I've been focusing on this other project, and I don't know what I can realistically offer on Patreon. Aside from early videos and shoutouts, of course, that would incentivize people to donate a few bucks and just help a homie out. But by no means I'm not guilt-tripping anything more. Like, you guys have already spoiled me. I'm lucky enough to have you guys as an audience. And you've helped me get some games for free during some difficult times for me. And you guys come over and chill with me on streams and stuff like that. So I'm very grateful for all of you. I just hope I can continue to entertain you guys, and that, you know, the great old algorithm were nicer to smaller developers or producers and stuff like that. Plus, like, you know, part of the reason I also don't like doing, like, I know I did a Raid Shadow Legends ad, but I want you guys to know that was at a time where I really needed the money. I still do. But, like, I would like to find a sponsorship service that at least was a product that's not just another mobile game. You know? Not to say that I am bad talking Raid Shadow Legends or anything. I blame more YouTube for the state of people having to resort to finding sponsorships. And I did hear that they now have a collaboration with Monster Hunter, which, what the fuck? So if I'm gonna be asking for money, which I am going to soon enough, is to fund this original project because it's something that I feel like I can offer you guys something that's worth more your money than guy talks about YouTube in front of microphone for 20 minutes, likes lizards, thinks some women are neat. Yeah, they do have a a crossover with Monster Hunter right now. Everything you said today has been generally interesting, even if it's super off topic, like Mortal Kombat. I enjoy, like, I have a lot of empty thoughts in my head, and I do ramble a lot. I do talk to myself a lot at times. I don't know if it's because of my ADHD or I'm just weird and crazy. Probably the latter. But, like, if you guys enjoy, that's all fine by me. No, yeah, if I were to get approached by another sponsorship, I would. But either... The main issue with it is, like, as you can see, my upload schedule has been very... how do I say... irregular. Because of the things I've been developing. And when you take on a sponsor, it's not like, alright, the sponsor will be whenever my video is ready. No, 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 no. I gotta have the video ready by the month of the sponsorship that they're offering me. And if not, then I have to, like, get the video done and then try and approach them for the sponsorship and then wait for to hear from them back and all this other thing. If my videos were making the views where I could really live off the sponsorships for a while and all that stuff, it's totally worth it. But given how small traction I've been getting because of YouTube, it's just making it somewhat unviable, and it would just add a different stress factor into making the videos. Where, I'd be honest, I just would probably rather get a higher paying job than the one I have currently. Speaking of lizards, I did make a new gland for the lizard. Let me show. I'll show it before I go. Oh, and I kicked the cable of my capture card, and as we all know, my capture card doesn't like that. But again, it's the end of the stream. It is the end of the stream. I am very, very much hungry. If anybody puts memes on the server, I promise I'll show them next stream, which might be either tomorrow or the weekend, but I don't know if I can make it an early stream tomorrow. I do have a work meeting regarding said project that I've been mentioning, and there's two of them. There's two projects now. Pon knows about them, but I can't really reveal much information about it right now. Here's the new glam I made for the lizard. This is for my bard. It's my bow has birds on it, and that's the whole reason I decided main bard, is because at the top of my bow there is a small bird that moves and flaps its wings. And then in the back, in like the quiver thing, it's a little birdhouse, and you can see two little bluebirds. And it's so cute. And if that weren't enough for me, then whenever I sheath and unsheath my weapon, whenever I unsheath my weapon, it makes little bird noises. And that's the whole reason I went and got that. What job? Animation and video editing. In case you haven't checked the news, the industry's kind of fucked for a while. And unless you're like, I guess, Oppenheimer, and all that other stuff, it's been really hard, and strikes and all that other stuff. Birds over tech weapon, definitely. Nothing goes over birds. So in terms of announcements, I will have for the end of the stream. There's also a Moogle bow. Yeah, but those are Moogles. There's Moogle weapons. There's not many bird weapons. There's not like chocobo weapons, sadly. Because I'm more of a bird person. I love birds. So like I'm writing a story that has things bird related to it, but I digress. In terms of announcements, for this stream. It's mostly that the new video is basically done. Special thanks to Pon for supplying the voice for this video. Wait, you love birds? Why are you gonna tell me next? You like Yuri from Near Reincarnation and A2 and Samus and Melma and the Signalist ladies? Your lizard? Can Krogomire accept me as a space pirate friend? Probably. And then, so yeah, the new video is basically done. I've been really procrastinating on it because, also Ariane and Falk, don't forget those, Spawn. I've been procrastinating on it because I'm trying to bring this project over the final deadline, where we can have its reveal. And when that happens, I will be making announcements. I'll be placing it on the channel. I will be placing it on all my social medias. And the biggest thing I can ask from a genuine, tiny indie creator is, please help me spread the word. Please consider donating $1 or $2. If everybody who subscribed to the channel donated $1, we would have almost enough to get the thing produced. If we got $2, it'd be more than enough to get it produced if everybody did. But I'll save that for later. Please do not take this as me e-begging, but it's something that comes from the heart, and it's one of 2 projects. If this one works, then I'm willing to go the full 9 yards with it and develop it into its own original series and stuff like that. And if not, then do all these other things. And my hopes is that with this I can gain attention and hopefully be able to pitch it somewhere and get it fully produced and all this other stuff. So I could wish I could show you this. I've been sort of showing you it on the Orpheon videos for about 4 or so years now, since the pandemic, before the pandemic. But I don't want to make a proper reveal or early reveal of it because I'd rather it be revealed when it's ready. And all this other stuff. It's ready behind the scenes, but I wanna follow that mentality of something like Metroid Dread or Final Fantasy 14, where when it's ready, when it's here, and I promise that it's closer than you think. But I would really appreciate if you guys just put a pin that on the back of your mind. I will be mentioning it again in these videos. And I hope that you guys can at least help me spread the word and just put it out there in social media as any ways you can. I would really, really appreciate it. So the new video, I want to try and get it done this week. Now that I have attended to the important things, I can probably focus over. I would say the weekend, but I think I have some activities in the weekend. Because all that I'm missing is just audio mixing and mastering. The thumbnail's done, the post-credit is done, and all this other stuff. But like I said, YouTube threw me some things, and so did Redbubble. And so I will. That delayed the videos considerably, and I really got in a sad mood. So I apologize for that. That's also part of the reason I wasn't streaming for a while. I wanted to take a break and just focus on myself. And I appreciate you guys in the server and all that stuff being there for me. Going into the Discord server and talking to you guys really, really, really helps a lot. It really cheers me up. It distracts my mind and helps me with something. So, after that, I will be recording a new video regarding Metroid Prime Hunters. That I wrote a script. I'm just checking the script and making sure I like it and that I got most of my ideas that I want to say on it. And then after that, I'll record that, and I'll record also a video promoting the project. And hopefully we'll get those videos out quickly next month and something like that. But rest assured, I'm trying to get this video done before the end of February and stuff like that. And I really appreciate all of you guys sticking with me. But with all that said, I'm sorry for the sour mood at the end. I just felt like I needed to be transparent and open with you guys. and I really do appreciate you all. We might be having some Final Fantasy streams late night tomorrow and whatever. I can answer questions about the project if you are curious about it. Feel free to ask me, and that way I'll see whether or not I can divulge that information. Thank you for the gifted sub that way, by the way. Uh, but we'll probably have also a reveal for it during one of these streams. So I hope you really look forward to it, because I've been writing this. These projects are more, they're equally as much for me as they're for you, in the sense that I'm making these stories and these worlds for that I hope can captivate your imagination, and you know, immerse, you can get immersed in them in the same way you could do with Metroid or these other things. And I'm putting that same care of writing that I love from those series into it. So I hope you look forward to it. But with all that said, I'm off to having lunch. I'll try and see you guys over the course of the weekend so we can play some more Hunters and hopefully get this done quickly so that I can edit the video as smoothly as possible. And please take care, please stay safe, and know that if times are tough or anything, I'm really appreciative of having you around. Take care, guys.